At the Florida Maquis Patreon channel, we train on psychological operations tactics like the availability heuristic, cognitive dissonance, correlation causation, and anecdotal evidence. They're long words and they're basic psychology. Anybody who's, gone through college and studied psychology for any amount of time is probably very familiar with those phrases, those techniques. But how they're applied in the media is what makes them weaponized. Now, if you would like to join us, we would like to have you. We, of course, are having the drawing coming up. Even now, with the great influx of folks in the last week or two, you're still about a 50-50 shot to win, because we're giving away 70 prizes, and as of right now, we have 147 patrons, and it's only $1 a month at the basic level. Today is what we call Roundtable Sunday. There are 5 different levels of the Maquis. Here, there's the secret level, top secret level, special access, need to know. Then there's the Maquis Roundtable, which we do on Sundays, and then there's the Maquis Masters on Monday. So we have 5 days of training every single week. Today, though, what we're going to do is my YouTube video and the Roundtable are going to be together, because the tactics are starting to dovetail right into mainstream news. And we're going to talk about that today. Now, one of the terms that I used is anecdotal evidence. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the tactic, where you tell one story about something and then say that because this happened, that's evidence of a much larger thing. That things are always such because this one thing happened this one time. The media uses this all the time when you talk about these pictures. They set some poor little kid out in the middle of a field away from his parents or his mother or whatever, and starts to bawl his head off. I think you could probably do that here in America 95% of the time. It's not evidence of anything. But this is what they do. There's also something called the availability heuristic, which means a lot of people take the information they get from their primary news source, whether it's left, whether it's right, it doesn't matter. And they overweight the information that they're seeing from these major news sources without looking at everything else that's happening around. And it leads to something called causation correlation, which means when you see two things happening in very close proximity, either geographically or time-wise to each other, it's a natural mental effect that we say one causes the other. This is why I have used this chart so many times. Because, of course, Nicolas Maduro took over here in 2014, and then we see the giant change. Therefore, causation correlation fallacy would tell you that, I see. So when this president took over, that caused the problem. Not showing all of the other things that happened in 2014 or 2015. That might have led to those problems, that just might have been a certain time when other things were happening as well. So anecdotal evidence, availability heuristic, and causation correlation. Now, to disprove this type of thing, you have to go and show people that you can literally use the exact same tactics to prove the opposite. This is VPI TV. This is Venezuela Public Television. And you can go here for yourself. And you will see nothing but this is their version of our public television. It's very weighted kind of against the government. It's very critical of the government. And you will see protest after protest after protest against Maduro, against his policies, against this, that, or the other. Just like you see in this country on our public television. And you can look through here. And if you look through beyond what's actually being said, you'll see something in the background that will make you take pause and think, wait a minute, I thought the story was that this entire country was a failed state and that they didn't have any food, they didn't have any medicine, that it was in a state of complete collapse, and that there was no chance of anybody surviving, 3, 6, 9 months down the road. Well, they've been telling this story for 4 or 5 years now. And you can follow through with this, and let me see if I can find the one that I'm actually looking for. When we see these people, and all of these are not pro-government channels. These aren't stories telling you, gosh, Maduro's great and come to Venezuela. This is exactly the opposite. In fact, we're going to play this one forward. It's only 24 seconds, where they're talking about this long line for, I guess it's for whatever their bus pass thing is. But look at the people walking by. Do you see some kind of a zombie apocalyptic state? I actually should play that one more time. You see what you would see here in America. We have lines like this for all sorts of different things at different times. Do you see chaos? Do you see a nightmare here? And like I said, this is NTN 24. You can look this up for yourself. There was one, and this one is Venezolanos Globalizados. This is a little bit different one, but once again, they're more of a sensationalist type of channel, so you can go here as well and look at their information. Yeah, let's see here. There was one where they were interviewing a guy on Venezuelan TV. Here it is. It was the very first one. Now, I want you to look at the street in the background as I play this forward. And I want you to see the cars going by. The types of cars being driven, normal everyday traffic. This could be in Miami for all you know. If you didn't know this was from Venezuela, this is in Caracas. And look at the people walking by. It's a very calm, very normal, very orderly situation. And here they're talking about this woman that was recently released from prison in Venezuela. Do you see starving people? I could do this every single day if I wanted to. I could put out 2 videos a day just from VPI TV and from NTN 24, Venezuela, and all of the channels down there. And in the background, you will see normal, everyday society. You will see skinny people, you will see people on cell phones, you'll see overweight people, you'll see people in nice cars, you'll see people in not so nice cars. You'll see people going about their everyday business. And for every story coming out of our mainstream media that tells you the opposite, I can do 5. But this is what they call availability heuristic, anecdotal evidence, causation correlation, all wrapped up together. If therefore there was a problem that happened at X time and this other thing happened at the same time, therefore one caused the other, is just a logic fallacy. And this is the type of thing they can't hide. They try to. They want you to focus on what the guy's saying, not what's going on in the background. Where you just see everyday normal activity. And I can pull up any article. And like I said, VPI TV is not pro-Maduro government TV. There is a channel out there that is. And I'm trying to remember the name of it, and I can't right now, but you can go to this, and like I said, go here for yourself if you think I'm making it up. Go here to YouTube, VPI TV. They've got 266,000 subscribers. It's not some microscopic channel. This is a woman talking about getting her legal travel documents. Look in the background and tell me what you see. It looks like a normal bus station that you would see in any Latin American country, Colombia, Ecuador, Mexico, you could see this in this country in parts. LA, San Diego, Southern Florida, Texas. You see people that are bathed, wearing clean clothes, having eaten, having been to the doctor. And if I wanted to, I could spend hours. Now, this guy here, he's actually very upset with the current leadership. I'm going to turn that down. Just people say that, the government of Venezuela is so heavy-handed. Do you see any soldiers in the background? Do you see any type of security anywhere? No. People have the right to protest the government there just like they do here. This is the fake narrative. Is there starvation in Venezuela? Yes, absolutely. Is it the entire country? No. Was it the crisis? Was it the fault of Nicolas Maduro and his election? No. Was it the fault of socialism? No. So many other things were going on in the world at that same time that nearly caused this situation to occur in many other countries. The difference was the sanctions. If we had sanctioned Nigeria or Kazakhstan or Canada or Mexico the way that we've sanctioned this country, there would have been this type of poverty and this type of problem as well. These are doctors talking about wanting better access to medicines. The list goes on. And like I said, this is 12 minutes, so I will leave it there. You can go to any one of these videos. I don't care which one it is. If it has something going on in the background, you will not find a bunch of starving people. I would make the allegation there's more civility here in some places in the United States. We'll just click on a random one here. Okay, so this must be some Venezuelans that have gone to Ecuador. And once again, they're showing 3 people, 4 people, a dozen people. It's called anecdotal evidence. If I didn't tell you this was South America, you wouldn't know. You could maybe look at some people and see their color, their skin, and guess. But we have populations in our country that are at risk. And let me find a good picture at least to talk about here. That could pass for this type of an event. All over the place. Anecdotal evidence, availability heuristic, and causation correlation. If you can understand those 3 concepts, you'll understand how to read our media and see the tactics and techniques that they're using. If you would like to study it more in depth, we would love to have you at the Florida Maquis. It's one of the reasons I'm doing the giveaway, is so that I can bring more people to the table and get them into training, so that when they see the media saying this or putting up pictures of that and saying that this caused that, or this is the result of that, or because I'm showing you a picture of this, that this represents everything to do with this, you'll understand the technique, you'll understand the tactic, and you won't be fooled by it. So Have a great Sunday, guys. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time.